So, the sound you just heard is the Lovepedal Rubber Chicken. And the amp you heard it through is new to anyone who's seen other of my videos. Not new. I've had it actually longer than I have my Vox. I brought it up here. It is a orange Rockaverb 50 Mark II. So the first thing you heard was just the clean channel with nothing in the loop. Set clean. Treble on about 7, mids just below 5, and bass on 3, and volume on 1. It's going through an orange 2x12 cab, open back. And then the other side of it is at the gain channel. And that is set gain 6, middle 6, treble 5, bass 2.5, volume 1.1. It's a little over 1. And the reverb is shared for both channels, and that's set on about 1 as well. That's how much reverb you get. Quite a bit of dwell is in the amp when you have reverb. So the pedal in question is this. So clean again. So this pedal will sound more familiar to people's ears when you do this. And then I'll explain why. So, I don't use it like that, but it does sound, I have used it on gigs like that, because I needed to. That's the typical sound you'd expect from a pedal that does this. So, what you have here is spectrum, sensitivity, Q, and volume. And right now I have the volume on half. For the beginning of the video, I had it set like this. So where it sounds a little more vocal. So the volume is still on half. The Q is on about 4. The sensitivity is cranked, and the spectrum is on about 4 as well. And you can play with this a little bit. And the knobs themselves do a great deal if you move it just a little bit. And it does change the way it feels with gain. So that's clean. It sounds a little more vocal with them turned down, but you can get that classic envelope filter, auto wah kind of thing when you turn up the Q. So the Q enables it. So when you think about a wah, certain wahs have a Q on it, so you can change how wide the virtual mouth, as it were, goes wah wah and opens. So if you crank it with the spectrum, it gets very quacky. So I think a typical sound is with the spectrum down a little bit. Where a lot of the times while you're playing it's open. As in the virtual mouth, the Q is open. So, set like that, it sounds like your typical. Not typical because it's a lot warmer than a lot of ones I've played. When I got this pedal, I didn't expect it to be on my board all the time. But then I got it and messed around with the controls and found that it is so usable. I'm not a person who uses a wah pedal. I think a wah pedal puts you in this camp, and this is not that at all. But it gives you the vocal effect of really be able to, I described it as when you play like, it's very talk boxy. You can almost make the guitar cry, weep, if you will. And if you pick softly with the sensitivity even cranked, it's extremely, extremely, extremely sensitive to how you pick, which I believe is a good thing. So, this is how I set it. And actually, you can create gain with the volume knob. So this is about unity volume. It's about the same, but if you crank the volume knob, you can get gain. And with this amp, it's not creating overdrive because it's a 50 watt and I'm on the clean channel. So what it's doing is giving it more volume, giving it more of a push. So this is in halfway. And hopefully in the video, I'll actually turn everything up so you can hear how bright it gets. You can get some serious level. And especially on gain. So this is off. Now, what I notice is the reason I don't use it with everything dimed, other than the volume, which is actually really nice when you use an amp that doesn't have a lot of headroom. It actually overdrives at my house. I have a Deluxe and a Vox AC15 and now my Orange. With lower headroom amps, like the Deluxe Reverb and the Vox, it can create overdrive if the amp is turned up enough. So the reason I don't use it like this, or don't use it with everything cranked, with the Q fully open, is because I feel that when you play fast and it's open, every time you hit the guitar, it's going to be open. Which is a false sense of what it would be like when you play. And since when you play without the pedal on, the guitar tone control doesn't just go wah, wah, wah every single time you hit a note. So with it low, it's not as consistent, but creates a extremely vocal quality, which I love, which is why this is on my board now. And it's actually the only, it's actually going to totally replace the use of a wah pedal, because I feel that this sounds more like a voice, talk box-ish, but without having to have a tube and all that. So set the right way, and you experiment with amps and guitars and everything. I had to set it different for my Strat because of the output. You get, I actually turned down even more. So everything on about, we'll go clock. 11 o'clock, I keep the sensitivity and the cue. 11 o'clock on a clock. And then I keep the sensitivity cranked and the volume about half. You can get some, it's not a huge deal if you turn a little bit more, but it does make a difference. Maybe a little bit more on the cue. And what I like about that is it's unpredictable. Every time you hit the guitar, it doesn't just open right up. And if you turn up a little bit, it does make a difference. And the reason that sounds so honest and real to me and just like not just an effect is because when you talk, your mouth doesn't open the same for every word and every syllable. It opens up differently, which is why when people say something sounds like a voice, it's because it isn't perfect. So when you have it set like this, it becomes... It becomes an extension of your guitar playing, not just an effect you put on. And it's like that with any setting on the pedal. I prefer this sound, and it changes. I mean, sometimes you... That's probably the setting I use it at right now, and I didn't change it much, and that's how it's set. So that's the bottom, that's the top, you can see it. So it's between noon and 11 o'clock. So, thank you for watching. That will conclude my demo of the Lovepedal Rubber Chicken. Please stay tuned for more and subscribe if you like this video, like, comment, and the rest of it. Thank you very much. Have a good one.